Hi everyone, welcome. The new episode of my Peter's English podcast has been started. As you can see, now I feel really better than yesterday. My cold isn't so strong. Yeah, I don't know if it is because I use medicaments, but I think it is so because I regularly use my medicaments. Thanks to it, I want to defeat my sweet little friend called my cold. This is very good. These two words are so similar. They are cold because I'm talking about cold and not about cold. Yes, it sounds so similar. But okay. Hi everyone, I'm your host Peter. I'm 34 years old. I live in East Slovakia. My hobby is learning English. I want to speak English fluently because learning English is my hobby. I like to learning English. I like to do my Peter's English podcast, and I and I like to stream, record, and I like to write, stream, and record my own English novel, Viera, the Vampire Girl Diary. I've been learning English since August 2022. Okay, that was the introduction section, and let's go start this topic. People, today I did my new homework from my English teacher. Hi, my English teacher. And I discovered that I don't know this topic. It's called prepositions, and I don't know this topic. And I decided to do this episode about prepositions, but don't worry, I don't want to do it myself. I want to use the help of the study and learn mode of Microsoft Copilot, because his study and learn mode is great for this kind of thing, and it will be fun. I'm going to do it right now. Okay. I simply want to activate study and learn mode, and I don't care that I'm coughing or something like that, because it can help me to speak, and that's great. I've been streaming and recording on my Twitch via OBS Studio to new video episode of my podcast. You can start to teach me prepositions, not all, but prepositions in English. Perfect timing, Peter. Let's dive into prepositions step by step, study mode style. We'll start simple, then build up. Step 1. The big three: at, in, on. These are the most common prepositions for time and place. At. Not people at something, but at as exact point, time or location. At 8 p.m. at the bus stop. In. Enclosed space or longer period. In the kitchen in November. On. Surface or specific day or date. On the table on Monday. Question for you. Imagine your rainy kitchen scene today. You're sitting in the kitchen. It's raining on Wednesday. The bus stop is in the corner. Okay. In, on, in. In at exact point, time or location, in a close space or longer period, on surface or specific day or date. Okay, now I know. Okay, I answered the question. Nice bets, Peter. Let's check them one by one. You're sitting in the kitchen. Correct. Enclosed space. It's raining on You choose on, but the right answer is on. Actually, you got this one right too. Wait a minute, I was right, but the right answer is on. Actually, you got this one right too. Okay, I was right. The bus stop is, you choose in, but the right answer is at. Aha, this is different. So you scored is 2 out or 3. Not bad for bingo grammar betting. At specific point location. Aha, okay. We can continue with the next most important prepositions. Prepositions in English. Great, Peter. Let's keep building your preposition mythos step by step. You already tackled at, in, on. Now let's move to the next group. Prepositions of direction and movement. Prepositions of direction or movement. 2. Shows movement toward a place. I go to school. I'm walking to the bus stop. Into shows movement from outside to inside. She walked into the room. Onto shows movement toward a surface. He climbed onto the table. Aha, okay. Toward shows movement in the direction of something, not always reaching it. I ran toward the station. Mythos twist. 2 is the destination master. Into is the room invader. Onto is the surface conqueror. Aha, okay. Toward is the direction dreamer. Quick practice for you. Imagine your rainy kitchen scene today. Fill in the blanks with the right preposition. I walked. I don't know. Two. I walked to the kitchen. I think we'll see. The cold climbed onto the radiator. I ran to. No, I think into the kitchen. Into. This is onto. Second thing at the, and this is the 2. Excellent, best Peter. Let's check them carefully. I walked into the kitchen. Movement from outside to inside. Perfect. The coat climbed onto the radiator. Movement toward a surface. Nailed it. I ran to the bus stop. Movement toward a destination. Spot on. You got 3 out of 3 round. Jackpot, grammar wins. Okay. Do you want to continue with the next group of important prepositions like by, with, about, for? Yes. Yes, why not? It's a good idea to do it. Perfect, Peter. Let's roll into the next group of prepositions that are super important for your homework and podcast. Prepositions of relationship or cause. By shows the agent who did something or how something happens. The podcast was recorded by Peter. Travel by bus. With shows accompaniment or the tool used. I studied with Katka. I cut the paper with scissors. About shows the topic. We talked about prepositions. For shows purpose, benefit, or duration. This episode is for my audience. I've been streaming for 2 hours. Mythos twist. By is the author stamp. With is the companion spirit. About is the topic torch. For is the purpose jackpot. This kind of prepositions are not so bad. Practice run for you. Fill the blanks with the right preposition. The Simpsons were watched by Peter. This is very easy. Second thing, I studied grammar with Katka. This is very easy. My podcast is about preposition. And for the last option, this homework is for. Okay, this is very easy. By is the author stamp, with is the companion spirit, about is the topic torch, and for is the purpose jackpot. Oh, this was very easy. Jackpot again, Peter. You nailed all 4 bets. The Simpsons were watched by Peter, agent of the action. I study grammar with Katka, companion. My podcast is about topic, about prepositions. This homework is for today's lesson, for purpose. That's it. 4 from 4. Win grammar bingo plus legacy. Yes, of course. Do you want to move on to the next group of prepositions? We show like under, over, between, among, which show and slowly. Yes. This is. Yes, I can learn something really hard now. Alright, Peter, let's level up to the harder prepositions, ones that show position, comparison and relationships between multiple things. These are trickier but perfect for your Mythos homework. Prepositions of positions and comparison. Under, below something. The book is under the table. Over, above something, sometimes covering it. The blanket is over the bed. Between, in the middle of 2 things. Peter said, between Katka and the colt. Among, in the middle of a group more than 2. Aha, that's interesting. Peter was among his false colleagues on the bus. Yes, this is true. Mythos twist. Under is the hidden shadow. Over is the covering cloud. Between is the mediator of 2 forces. Among is the crowd spirit. Okay, between and among. Okay, we can continue. Practice round for you. Fill the blanks with the right preposition. My homework is the pile of books. Between. One is between. Wait a minute, not between, among. Among, yes. Among. Second thing, the coat is hiding under the blanket. Third option is, I said, between Katka and my notebook. Yes, it can be true. And the fourth option, on Friday I'll be wait a minute. Under, over, between, among. I don't know. This is among 2. Maybe. We'll see. My homework is under the pile of books. What is pile? Pile. Aha! And this is on Friday I'll be under, over, between, among, between, yes, of course. Or not. I don't know, we'll see. Nice betting route, Peter. Let's check them carefully. My homework is the pile of books. You choose among, but the right answer is inside the pile. Aha. The code is hiding under below. Sound perfect. I said between cut my home notebook. Yeah, it can be true. On Friday, I'll be among my false colleagues on the bus. Aha. Inside the pile. Aha. Yes, aha. Okay. We want to push into the really tricky prepositions next, like since, until, during, despite. Yes. I can try. Why not? Alright, Peter, let's tackle the really tricky prepositions now. These ones mix time, contrast, and conditions. So they're perfect for your Mythos homework challenge. Prepositions of time and contrast. Signs. Starting point in time, continuing until now. I've been streaming since 6 p.m. until, up to a point in time. I'll stream until midnight. During, happening in a period of time. I love during The Simpsons. Despite, contrast, although, despite the rain, Peter streamed his podcast. Okay. Mythos twist, since is the origin clock. Until is the deadline shadow. During is the time traveler, and despite is the grammar rebel. Practice round for you. This is easy. Fill in the blank with the right prepositions. First is I've been recording since afternoon. Second week I'll stream until. Third, I laughed. During is of course during, and the fourth option is despite. Despite the freezing rain, I went to work. I hope not. I hate crazy rains and stuff like that. Okay. Jackpot again. You bet perfectly this round. Let's check. I've been recording the afternoon. Actually, the right answer is during, because it's within a period of time. Since would need a starting point like since 2 p.m. Aha, yes, of course, you are right. I'll stream until 10 p.m. up to a point in time. I love during within a period of time. And despite. So your score is 3 out of 4. Still a jackpot win. Do you want me to push you into the ultimate challenge for preposition next? Like because of, due to, according to, instead of? Yeah, we can continue. Why not? Perfect, Peter. Let's roll into the ultimate challenge prepositions. These are the ones that make your English sound advanced, satirical, and podcast ready. Prepositions of cause, reference, and substitution. Because of shows the reason. I stay home because of the freezing rain. Due to also shows the reason, often more formal. The stream was delayed due to the technical issues. According to, shows reference or source. According to Katka, the homework is important. Aha, instead of, shows substitution. I stream instead of sleeping. Mythos twist. Because of is the reason oracle. Due to is the formal judge. According to is the authority whisperer. Instead of is the substitution trickster. Okay. Practice round for you. Fill in the blank with the right prepositions. 1. I stay home. The phrase freezing rain. Because of. 1 is because of. Second is my podcast was delayed. due to. Third is according. According, Katka, I finished my work. And fourth is I streamed instead of. Jackpot grammar round, Peter. Let's check your bets. I stayed home because of the freezing rain. Reason, perfect. My podcast was delayed due to OBS Studio problems. Formal reason, nailed it. You choose according, but the full phrase is according to. I'm sorry. I was right, no? A little. And the last is I streamed instead of watching The Simpsons. So your score is 3 out of 4, another near jackpot. Do you want me to push into the final boss prepositions like against, within, beyond, upon? Yes. They the last ones. Okay. Alright, Peter. Time for the final boss prepositions. These are epic, cinematic, and perfect for a podcast mythos. The last prepositions: against, opposition, or resistance. Peter stood against the freezing rain. No! Within, inside a limit, time or space. I finished my homework within an hour. Beyond, further than, outside the limit. The cold is beyond my patience. Yes, that's true. Upon, formal, literally on. Upon the table lay my grammar homework. Mythos twist. Against is the rebel fighter. Within is the limit keeper. Beyond is the frontier explorer. And upon is the poetic surface master. Okay. I finished my podcast. Beyond. One is beyond. Second thing is no, počkaj. I said the word in Slovak. No, that's bad. I finished my podcast within 2 hours. Yes, within, I think. The second is I thought against. Yes, this is against. The third is I fought against the false colleagues on the bus. The fourth is the jackpot is upon my imagination. And fourth, no, upon, beyond. Upon, and the fourth is beyond. This is beyond. Well, we'll see. Nice betting round, Peter. Let's check your final boss answers. I finished my work within 2 hours, inside a limit. Perfect. I fought against the false colleagues on the bus, against opposition. Nailed it. The jackpot is upon, but the right answer is beyond. Outside the limit. Yes, of course. The beyond the desk like Katka's homework. You choose beyond, but the right answer is upon. Yeah, your score is 2 out of 4. Still a strong finish because they were the hardest ones. Okay. Yes. Now use it all in the 5 100-word story inspired by my novel Viera the Vampire Girl Diary. Create funny and wild story. Okay, we'll see. Here is. Okay, I can start to read you. This is the 500-word story created by Microsoft Copilot. It was inspired by my novel Viera the Vampire Girl Diary. Here we go, Peter, a 500-word wild and funny story inspired by Viera the Vampire Girl Diary. Viewing in all the prepositions we practiced. I want to show you in context these all prepositions because you have to see them all in context. Viera the Vampire Girl Diary. Preposition jackpot. Viera the Vampire Girl woke at midnight, her diary glowing on the desk like a jackpot ticket. She had been writing in it since the first snowfall, and tonight she was determined to stream her Mythos live. This episode is about grammar, she hissed, and it's for my audience who dare to laugh. She leapt onto the balcony, cloak swirling, and flew into the freezing rain. The storm raged against her, but she soared beyond the clouds, determined to reach the bus stop at the corner. I'm running to destiny, she whispered, and grammar is my jackpot. Meanwhile, Peter was sitting in the kitchen, homework scattered under the pile of books. He had been recording during the afternoon, betting answers like bingo. Yes, I'll stream until midnight, he declared. Despite the rain, despite the cold, despite the false colleagues, Katka appeared suddenly holding a grammar torch. According to me, she said, your homework is late. Peter laughed. I studied with you, Katka, and the Simpsons were watched by me. This is podcast about prepositions, and it's for legacy. Viera landed up on the desk, fangs glittering. I finished my diary entry within 2 hours, she bragged. It was delayed due to OBS Studio problems, but I streamed instead of sleeping. She sat between Peter and Katka, her cloak spreading over the table, grammar notes scattered among the coffee cups. The jackpot moment arrived. Peter shouted, I stayed home because of the freezing rain, but I fought against the false colleagues on the bus. The jackpot is beyond my imagination, yet grammar keeps me alive. Viera laughed wildly. Prepositions are vampires too. At midnight they bite, in the shadows they hide, on the surface they dance. To the bus stop they run, into the room they storm, onto the table they climb. By Peter they are recorded, with Katka they are studied, about grammar they are spoken, for legacy they are written. Since the dawn they exist, until the end they persist. During the Simpsons they laugh, despite the rain they stream. Because of destiny they shine, due to chaos they delay, according to Mythos they live. Instead of silence they roar. Under the blanket they hide, over the bed they hover, between two fangs they sparkle, among the crowd they feast, against the storm they fight, within the hour they finish, beyond the limits they fly, upon the desk they rest. The audience on Twitch exploded with laughter and applause. I don't know if it's all, but okay. Peter grinned, Katka clapped, and Viera wrote on the one last line in her diary. Legacy streams not because of grammar, but because grammar streams with legacy. Okay, people, I don't know if this was so good story, but it wasn't about the story. I wanted to create story with the help of the Microsoft Copilot because I wanted to show you how to use preposition in context. This was the main reason of this episode. And I'll be streaming for 30 minutes. Okay, I don't have problems with my sweet little friend called the Cold like yesterday, and I'm very happy because I'll be streaming for 40 minutes and that's enough for me. Thank you for watching, thank you for listening, be healthy, keep learning English, change your life, follow me everywhere, watch my novel Viera the Vampire Girl Diary on my YouTube and on my Spotify for creators, and read it on my Wattpad, and bye bye.